Hello, everyone. I'm Father Dennis. I am the pastor of St. Joseph's Church in Middletown, and we're making this brief video for our parishioners. It was suggested that we take a few moments to answer some common questions that many of you might have during this time. And so I'm going to do my best to answer the questions that have been asked. I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank all of you for your prayers and for your support during these most difficult times as we are in quarantine during this pandemic. So one of the most asked questions is, when will public mass resume? And that is a question that we are all asking ourselves. We hope that it will be soon. I know that in several meetings that we've had through video conference with the Archdiocese, they've put together a task force so that we can safely resume public Mass very soon. And they're coming up with guidelines that will keep us all safe and allow us to return to the sacraments. Another very big factor are the regulations and rules that we have by the local government. And Orange County, as many of you might know, is an area where we've been hit very hard with this pandemic. And so we have to make sure that when we do implement things, that we do it slow and that we do it in phases. And we have to get to a point where we start to see cases of COVID start to lessen in Orange County and in our neighboring counties as well. So we hope that we'll get there very, very soon. I know a question that many of our young people are asking: what about First Communion and Confirmation? And so we've decided to postpone First Communion to the fall, and we'd like to have it in November. And Confirmation likewise will also be in the fall, and we're waiting for a date that we'll receive from the bishop, because Confirmation is based on the bishop's availability. So a question that we receive quite often is about the parish office. Is the parish office open? When will it be open? And how can we do business with the parish office? So the parish office is closed for the safety of those that volunteer and those that work for the parish, also for the safety of the priests, as well as your safety. Having you come into such a small space is really not that safe right now at this time. But we can still carry things on. If you call the parish office and leave a message, we check the office mailbox every weekday that the office would normally be open. And we also monitor the parish email for anyone that might email us and have a request. So if it's something that we can handle by email or by telephone, we try to do it that way. I know that many have asked about Mass cards and how they can have a Mass. And so right now it's a little bit difficult to schedule a Mass because all of the Masses are being offered privately. To get a Mass card, it is possible to do it. Again, you would have to call us, we would call you back, and over the phone we would take the information, have the Mass card prepared for you, and then when, at a time that we would set up with you, you could come by and pick up the Mass card in that way. So all of our weddings for May and for June have been postponed to a later date based on the fact that the couple that is getting married was recommended to postpone it by restrictions on the reception hall and things like that. But also at this time, we are under a restriction that we cannot have a wedding or a funeral mass inside the church because all of the masses are celebrated privately. For funerals, we are offering the prayers for the dead at the funeral home. And then also, either on the same day or as close to it as possible, we are offering a private mass for the person that has passed away. After, when it becomes safe to resume public masses, those that wish can have a mass said at that time. That would be a memorial mass, would be just like the funeral that we would have had in church. A question that we get often is about the food pantry. People would like to help. They'd like to donate to the food pantry. They want to know, is the food pantry open? Officially, the food pantry is not open in the same way that it was open before the pandemic, simply because we can't have our volunteers exposing themselves to people that would be coming to the door, and to be open in that way just is not safe at this time. There are plenty of resources which we do give to people that are in need of where they are able to get food if they are in need, and we have some food on hand for emergencies if any of our parishioners are in need. And we are accepting food donations so that in the cases of an emergency or a parishioner that is in need, we might be able to help them right away. And also that there will be the case that when we do open, we're going to need food so that we can provide that to those that come and ask for it. So those that are in need, that are parishioners, we ask that you contact us at the parish office and that you leave a message so that we could make arrangements and provide you with not only the resources of where you could receive food, but also so that we could help you temporarily until those resources begin for you. And those that are wanting to donate food, we ask that you leave them at the doors of the church the way you normally would when you attend Mass, or in the breezeway by the parish office rectory, anywhere in those places, so that we can receive the food and place it in the food pantry. We are in great need of the contributions of our parishioners in order to continue our mission here at St. Joseph's. And so there are several ways that someone can give. One is by electronic giving. There is a link to that on our website. Another way is to simply use the envelopes as you normally would, but without having public Mass. You could mail the envelopes in by mail. You could turn the envelope in at the offering boxes that are located in the front of the church by the altar rail on both sides, at the Blessed Mother's altar and at St. Joseph's altar. There are 2 offering boxes in church. Or if you do not feel like entering into the church, or it's not open during a time that you're coming by, you can always drop the envelope into the front door slot at the front door of the rectory at 149 Cottage Street. A link to all of the things that we spoke about is in the description below. So if you look at the description, you can find that. We also ask that if possible that you look at our website. The website is updated with times of when the church is open for private prayer. And as soon as we begin to start having some things available, they will also be announced on the parish's website. The bulletin is also available in electronic form on the website, and in print form at the doors of the church if you would like to pick one up when the church is open. I hope that this answers some of the questions that many of you had, at least for now. We thank you for watching us on YouTube, and we invite you to please subscribe to our channel and to continue watching us on YouTube for masses, talks, and other devotions that we might have. During these days, we keep ourselves in the presence of God wherever we are, and we keep each other in prayer, praying that God will bring us through this difficulty and back together at the church very soon. May God bless all of you.